Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. My name's Shane Lewis. I'm Professor of Adult Psychiatry at the university. And with me is Anthony Scally. And Anthony's come along to talk for a couple of minutes about his past problems. And he's received a diagnosis of schizophrenia. So thanks very much for coming, Anthony. Tell me what the symptoms were.
The symptoms, although I wasn't aware of them at the time, because I had no insight, the symptoms were fear of persecution and believing things and picking up on bits of information that nobody else would pick up on, and colours and codes and numbers and car number plates. All, it's like a puzzle. And although to the outside world I don't look any differently, I was in a world of my own.
And how old were you when that started?
I was in my early 20s, 21, 22.
Tell me a bit more about the codes and the colours.
Yeah, well, I knew something was not quite right with me, and I was trying to work out what was going on around me. So I thought that there were clues, and I looked at, when you look at texts and things like in a book, a paragraph of a book, I'd look along the last word of each line and anagrams and car number plates and all kinds of things. I remember being on a ward once in the early 90s, and there was a picture of a horse. There was no other pictures on the ward at all. There was this one picture of a horse in the seating area, and I agonised over what it meant and what it was meant to signify. And I've been through all of those phrases, straight from the horse's mouth, shutting the door after the horse has bolted, and there are thousands of them, believe me. Just wondered what it was meant to signify, and to anybody else it's just a picture of a horse.
But to you, it was meant something special to you.
Well, I just wondered why it was there and what it was meant to mean. And was it a clue as to why I was there?
And how did all that make you feel?
Most of the time it was okay, bit like being on a mission. But the more intense it got, the more frightening it got. Because then I felt people were out to harm me.
And what did you do about that?
At one time in my life, I attempted suicide. And ended up in hospital again. I've been sectioned several times for my behaviour. Most of the time I go along with the thoughts as they happen, and they're just thoughts, but when my behaviour comes an aspect of the thoughts, I can end up in hospital.
We're all bombarded with information over the web and things like that these days. Has that sort of made things different?
It has, yeah. Rolling 24-hour news. I'm glued to the channel sometimes, and you'd think it was the same news over and over, but it's just so much happening in the world, and information's so fast. And
sometimes it feels like it's to do with you.
It does, yeah. I take on board some of what's being said and how it's being said. I remember Remembrance Day. There was something about the time, or Big Ben, an article on one of the news about Big Ben. I'd just watched the film 39 Steps, and it was Remembrance Day, and the poppy leaf. I looked at every presenter's poppy leaf, and it was like a clock, 25 to 2:45, and I was like, I was working on something, but I don't know what.
Yeah, so it just got your mind racing, right, making all those connections.
Well, this is it, the thoughts race, and yeah, it can be quite tiring.
So tell me a little bit about how you are now.
I'm well. I'm on a depot injection.
What does that mean?
That's an injection that I have every 3 weeks. and it's like it's an oil-based injection, so it's slow releasing into the bloodstream. But I'd have to add that medication on its own is not the answer, not for me anyway. But I see the medication as being like a firewall, like a computer's firewall. It stops me taking everything on board. Slows me down a little as well, gain weight.
Yeah, so you feel slowed down, you put on weight.
Yeah, there are ED issues and rash, tremor, muscle stiffness.
So it's very much weighing up the benefits and the risks.
Benefits, yeah. It's better than being in hospital on a ward, not knowing what's going to happen.
And we're nearly finished now. You've written a book about your experiences.
I did write a book, yes, and it's available on Amazon, Kindle, and in all good bookshops near you. It's called Eyebrows and Other Fish. Students find it useful.
And doesn't cost much, and the profits go to charity, is that right?
All the profits go to a children's charity, yeah.
Okay. Anthony, thank you very much indeed.